Hello everybody, welcome to OCHD and welcome to another Kotodaman video. Today we are covering the Harvest Festival celebration, which I think is an annual thing. I kind of think I sort of remember it from last year. And we have a bingo, and it does give 1,000 gems, which to be fair, normally a lot of the in-between events between collaborations, unless they're a massive celebration, won't give 1,000 gems. So I'm quite happy that we are getting 1,000 gems, but in this case, they are time limited. So I think you don't even have until the start of the next event to use these gems. So get them while they're good and spend them. But this bingo, mercifully, I would say relatively easy. This basically the entirety of this event is comprised of a variety of original Kotodaman characters stages. I don't think you actually obtain any of the characters. It's just sort of clear their stages, get coins and items and stuff, and that's about it. So there's actually not a lot to the event itself, and as a result of that, a lot of these stages are not that difficult. Now, this one is really quite silly. This stage will ask you to spell out a 7-letter word. Now, the 7-letter word, that's actually a condition of clearing this bingo. One of the missions later is to get a 7-letter word. While I was doing this, I kept getting different words. And I kept accidentally clearing the stage without making the 7-letter word. And I know what you're thinking. Well, he's got a barrier that requires you to make a 7-letter word before you can even damage him. So how did you do that? And it turns out quite a lot of characters have the ability to ignore that barrier. And it normally wouldn't matter that much because the enemy behind the barrier has a lot of HP. But because of the nature of these stages, yeah, not that bad. You can see that's what you're looking for if you're looking for a character. That little icon there. That's what you're looking for if you're looking for a character who can ignore the barrier. Incidentally, some characters that don't even have that icon can ignore the barrier. Gojo being one of them. That barrier ignoring ability is actually baked into his like attack down ability. So it was really annoying to try and get footage for that stage because I kept getting different words and I kept spelling them wrong. And look, eventually you will brute force a 7-letter word because you've only got 4 options to put in 4 holes. Eventually you'll get it. Or you will use a barrier ignoring unit like I did. And you'll be fine. So good luck with that one. Then mission 3. This is one of the like regular daily stages in the game. It is a daily stage though, which means these missions do take more than 1 day. But this mission is actually tied into the game's regular daily missions. So anyone who's been clearing the daily missions every day actually will have just been doing this. But if not, you can go and do it, and it is a pretty easy stage because all it does is just give you a bunch of rank EXP, and there's not a lot to it. Mission 4. You have to trade in the medals that we've been earning from the crunchy harvest stages so far. And you can see there's actually a lot of goodies here. And I've actually just gone and bought a few of them. You definitely will have at least 200 by now if you've done all the missions until now. But there's more stuff in the shop that's worth buying. You can see here, that is one of the items to upgrade a collab unit, like as if they had a dupe. And that is one of the crystals that if you get enough of them, will give you enough to upgrade a collab unit, like a special collab unit, as if you had a dupe. So definitely worth getting the goodies out of the shop in that case. Mission 5, we're going again to the crunchy harvest. The expert section is split up into 4 stages, and I was a little bit confused because I think mission 6, it says you can be either of the stages. But mission 5 wasn't quite as explicit, so I was a little bit confused. But basically, I'm just going to show you both. I don't think either of them are well, any of the 4 stages, to be honest, are particularly difficult. I mean, Expert is not one of the highest difficulties in the game, so that's not that surprising. And you can see I absolutely butchered my combo here. I did actually still get 2 ults off, which is nice. But this unit here is a free unit from the Prince of Tennis one. Not particularly strong, and is just wiped out with 1 ultimate attack the entire stage. So not like I said, not the most difficult. And after clearing this stage, if you're not familiar, you will have a list of charms to choose from. Charms are something you will see appear in certain stages in each event, and you have to be careful when reading these, because some of them will say something that looks good, but you have to look into detail. Like, it might be only boosts for monster type units, or only boosts for characters from a specific, like, they have like the original series storylines, and so you might need characters from that specific storyline, or various different things. Like, I just sort of picked one. You can see that at the side in the brackets they have like small, medium, large in terms of the bonus. That doesn't necessarily reflect how good the bonus is for this unit, though. So I was just kind of scrolling through, like, I don't really know what to pick. But at some point I lock in and realize I'm making a video, and it doesn't matter. So I just pick one. But you have the time at the end of the stage, whenever that is, to sort of pick. It'll only let you equip a charm to the unit you have in the first position in your team. So that's, I think, why these stages are a little bit easier. You don't have to run a specific team with a specific leader. You can just put basically whatever you want in. And it's the leader that you choose, that is the one you're going to have the option to choose a charm for. And it's worth, I mean, it's kind of worth doing, I think. And you can see here, I had to use keys to unlock this version of the stage, and I was a bit confused about that. But I have a lot of keys, so it wasn't really an issue. But for you, you might not have a lot of keys, because the keys are sort of something that's given out sporadically. So maybe do the first stage first, and then if that's okay, then you probably don't have to do this one. But if you want to do this one, you're going to have to use the keys. I'm still not 100% sure what the difference is between the stages are. I mean, the boss is different, obviously. Maybe it gives you access to better charms. I don't know. But the charms are definitely worth equipping. You know, if you've got, like, leaders that you use, like this leader is a luck leader. Like I said, an event unit. And I use them somewhat regularly, so it's worth trying to find a good charm for them and equipping it, and worth doing that for any of the units you regularly use as leaders. Obviously, it's just whether you have the patience to keep re-rolling over and over. But most of the time in events, those stages will only give you like 2 or 3 charms to choose from at the end of the stage. They tend to be more specifically aimed at whatever event's going on, but having that many to choose from, yeah, you might find something good. Who knows? So here we are on the other section of the Crunchy Harvest Expert stages. You can see here it's a different boss and it's different Hiragana. So I'm walking into the stage thinking, okay, this is a little bit different. And I honestly, I was looking I was looking at the lineup of Hiragana. I was like, what is this? And it just gave me a hint, so I took it. Not the Hiragana I normally would have put in, but I just took the hint because I didn't know what I was looking at, and I wasn't sure whether it would matter. And the answer is it doesn't really matter that much. This stage might be marginally more difficult. I mean, you can see there, marginally more difficult than the previous one. But I've really not. I really didn't do that much there, and I still cleared the stage. And then the other stage, and again, you don't have to clear both of these. I did for the sake of the video, but I don't think it's even like that important. You do get these like crystals. I do prefer like farming the crystals because you don't have to pick immediately after the stage. It just gives them to you. and then it's like later I can check them out and say, oh, that might be good to equip to this character or whatever. Those are another thing where it's like they very specifically only work with certain types of units or only benefit certain types of units and stuff like that. So it could be hard to find ones that are actually useful, even if you upgrade like if you've like done the Jujutsu Kaisen event, you've got all the Jujutsu Kaisen units and you've maxed them all out and you've equipped crystals for all of them. Actually getting crystals that are worth equipping to them might be a little bit tricky. But this is an opportunity to farm some crystals and to farm some charms, which I guess they're just doing as like, this is sort of a slowdown type thing between events. We know that this event basically backs onto the next collab, which is going to be towards the end of this month. So you've got this, and you've still got the Tuaru event running for a few more days, and they're probably going to add some extra stuff to this event after Tuaru's over. So they're still trying to keep us going, a lot going on, and take your 1,000 gemmies, time limited 1,000 gemmies, and move on with your life. But that is mission 6 cleared. Now mission 7 and mission 8 I've kind of lumped in together. And this section way in here, I'll show you how to get to it when we do mission 9, because mission 9 is related. But this is actually a different stage. And the reason I've chosen this one, again, completing 8 times, you've probably mostly done completing any quest 8 times by getting to this point in the bingo. But this is an example of a stage that you could definitely do. This stage is basically always on. And you can get, there's 2 versions of this character that have a unit you can max out. You do still need to get 1 copy from story mode, but everything else you can get from just farming this event and the other related events. And there's an easy 7 hiragana word here. So if you missed out earlier like I did, this is an opportunity to go and make that 7 hiragana word. And then it's still a pretty easy stage as well, so I thought it was worth doing a stage like this. I've actually got the 2 units you get from this maxed out, except for like 1 luck. And I think I need to go and get that 1 luck from story mode, but I'm not sure which stage, so I haven't really bothered with it. I figure eventually a bingo is going to come along and it's tell me to go clear that specific stage I need to clear. But we'll get to that when we get to that. So yeah, mission 7 and mission 8 basically all done in one. Obviously you have to clear 8 stages, but nice easy stage. You can do that multiple times if you have to, but you can do whatever stages you want. And then mission 9, like I said, similar set of stages that we were just looking at, but it's the one down here. It's the last one. You do need to clear this little like story quest thing first. But again, that's just a matter of skipping and sitting through the slideshow, I guess. And then we've got the actual stage. Now, we haven't done this specific one in a bingo before, and I do believe that this is technically the most difficult of all of the ones in this set. In other bingos in the past, we've definitely done Kotomachine like beta instead of gamma, and like we've definitely done these stages before. So I wasn't sure because this looked like a more difficult stage, and I think it is like compared to that yellow one we just did. I think it is more difficult. So it really needed solid team, solid combo, and just units that could do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, that's exactly what I had. And yeah, not gonna get a 7 here, I don't think, but still very possible to do ridiculous damage without getting a 7. The 7 is a requirement for the bingo, but it's not a requirement to completely obliterate a stage. So getting rid of the hammer, again, even though I say this is harder than the other stages, I still don't think it's super difficult. Like anything you can clear in 1 turn and it doesn't have like a whole pile of gimmicks can't really be considered that difficult. But compared to some of the other stuff we've done today, certainly not that bad. Harder, but not that bad. And so that's mission 9. That is done. And now we can go and reap the rewards from our little bingo. Reminder, bingo and what we're doing here are technically different things. We have a bit of confused terminology there. I apologize. That's on me. I'm sorry. But don't click the bingo board. Click the panel missions, which is next to the bingo board. But we still call it the bingo board. And that is that section clear, and that is your 1,000 time limited gems. Now, with the time limited gems, it will always use them first. As long as you have them in your inventory, they will always be used first ahead of your regular gems, which is pretty nice. And so they've given us 1,000 here, and I really didn't know what to spend it on. I know the Tuaru collab is on, but as you may have seen, I may have pulled some of them off camera. I didn't really intend to go on those banners, and I don't know, moment of weakness, I did it. Should have been a video. I don't know what happened. They have released this banner here, and it has a number of special units featured, and there's one featured prominently, and the one featured prominently is actually guaranteed on the 5th step. So for 4,000 gems, you are guaranteed to get a special unit, which is not too bad, considering it's normally 30 multis to get a special unit on a new event. I don't know how particularly strong they are, but I figured, why not? Considering what the other options available were, it's like, I'm already pretty much done with the Tuaru stuff. I could have gone, there's like the monster, it's not Monster Hunter, what is it? There's another game, Puzzle Dragon or something like that. Another game that this game is, I think, made by the same developer and has collabs with. And they have banners that are permanent on here. So I could have gone and done that. But I thought this was marginally more interesting. Now, we did get a full moon, you might have seen, which is 2 guaranteed 5 stars. But only 1 came up in the multi. Love her design, by the way. And yeah, so we knew we were getting another 5-star, and when you get that bamboozle, you pretty much know it's going to be a special unit. And so there you go, it's a special unit. I didn't really care that much about the other units featured on the banner. I was more interested in the one that's like the headliner. But a special unit is a special unit at the end of the day, and they may come in handy someday. You never know. Some events, if you want to max out everything, the stages are difficult. So we're happy to take whatever we can get to help. And it's trying to sell me some sales packs, and I say, begone, Satan. These are not good sales packs. And I end up doing the last multi anyway, because it's like, I was already there, and I knew it gives me a guaranteed dupe at a special unit. It's like, I might as well. And, yeah, that's how I went back down below 10 gems again. 10k gems. But not what I wanted to do, but it is what it is. And that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.